Michelle with Creative Shell Bear, and today we're going to make another card using my stamp set, Party Goats. Using the stamp set Party Goats, and we're just going to use this little guy, but just his head, and then we're going to use It's Your Day and do whatever floats your goat. So what I did first is I cut down an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper at 5.5 across the middle, and then I folded it. Then I folded it at 4 1/4, and that gives us our card base. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And then I found this really pretty, I found this strip, and this was from some Christmas paper, but I thought it looked kind of masculine, and I really liked it, and it doesn't have to be Christmas. So this strip is about 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. And then my base, which we're going to work on, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so we're going to work on this. Again, I'm using my little boy stamp. I'm just using some craft paper, and we're going to stamp on him, and I'm just using Distress ink because we're going to emboss, and Distress ink is really good for embossing. So I'm going to just ink up his little head, and then I have a baby wipe right here, and the only part I want is his head and his little beard. So I'm going to clean off as well as I can the other parts because I want a pretty good impression. So I'm just going to wipe that off a couple of times just so that doesn't print out. Okay, so I'm going to just stamp him right here. We're going to come back and cut a circle out. And that looks pretty good. I have a little bit of his arm, but that's okay because I think when I cut the circle out, it won't show that much. I'm just using a fine black powder, embossing powder. And just remove any of the pieces you don't want. I still haven't got a powder bag. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and emboss him. Isn't he cute? I just love that little face. I think he's so adorable. Okay. Put my embossing powder back up. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I have some papers, and what I did is I just went through my scrap pile and I picked out quite a few different papers, and I kind of wanted like a wood grain look, so I had quite a few of the wood grains, and I'm going to use my biggest punch, which is a 2-inch punch. I'm going to punch out this blue kind of paint, cracked paint look, and then I'm going to punch out my little goat. Get this little piece out of here. Okay. I'm just going to center him in the circle. Just see how he does there. And it's so much easier to print it first and then come back and cut it out, because then you can kind of center it so much better. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and then I have like a wood grain. I'm going to cut that out using my 1.5 inch circle. And then I also have 1 1/4 inch circle, and I have this beautiful kind of maroon, deep maroon, and I'm going to cut that out. And then we're just going to layer all this on our card. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to glue this down using some art glitter glue. And you don't need a whole lot for this, just a little bit will do. I think I went a little heavy there. I really like this paper. I think it's so pretty. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of stagger our little circles. I have a little bit of glue still on my finger. Okay, and I'm just going to put him, I want the wood grain kind of going that way. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one down, and then our maroon one. And this just gives it some definition and some depth, you know. Kind of draws your eye into the card. And then our little goat on his blue square, or on his blue circle, go ahead and glue him down. Okay, and then I have some foam tape, and we're just going to pop him up. So that'll give us a little bit more, oops, didn't realize I had two sheets there. Give us just a bit more definition. I think that's just a bit. Sorry about that, my cat's playing with her little toy. Okay, isn't that so cute? Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and stamp It's Your Day, and I kind of had it kind of over to my corner, but I don't want it to, I want it to have a good stamp, and if I had it like in the middle, because this is raised, it might throw me off. So I'm just going to ink that up using our distress ink, and I'm just using black soot distress ink, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of line that up. You kind of want it straight if possible. That looks pretty good. And we're going to use our embossing powder again. I think it kind of makes the black just really pop. And I like the raised look of the embossing powder. Okay, and I'm going to just go ahead and heat that up. Now when you're using your embossing machine, you just want to heat it until you see a gloss. If you heat it longer than that, it actually kind of cooks the embossing powder and soaks it into your paper, and then you don't have the pretty gloss. So you don't want to overcook it. And sometimes you can burn your paper, so that's a little tip. Okay, and then I'm going to bring my little, let me wipe this down, bring my card base over, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pop up the hole, maybe if I have enough here. Let's go this way. I made it, but barely, huh? Okay, and then we're just gonna pop that on our card. We always want to make sure that our card is folding the right way. If you don't check, then you inadvertently put it on backwards. Okay, and to finish it off, I'm just going to put some little rhinestone or little gems up here in the corner. And I thought deep blue would just be really pretty on this card, and I really like that. So I'm just using 3 little stars, and I always seem to use 3. And that's so cute. I love how the outside looks. And then on the inside, I am going to remove It's Your Day. And I'm going to put Do Whatever Floats Your Goat on the inside. I'm just going to use my Distress ink. And I'm just going to kind of put it off center. I think that's kind of cute. Isn't that cute? What do you guys think? I think it turned out so cute. I think that's a pretty masculine card, and I really like it. And I think it'd be really fun for someone's birthday, you know, for graduation, something like that. So if you're interested in the stamp set, be sure and go to the link below. And right now I have 10% off until Sunday, the 24th. Hope you enjoyed this card. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great day.